It's Wednesday, October 10th. Writer, director and producer Vinita Nanda on Monday alleged that actor Alok Nath raped her in her home nearly 2 decades ago after he was sacked from the 1990s popular television show Tara for misbehaving with its lead actress. In a gut-wrenching Facebook post, Nanda wrote, "I have waited for this moment to come for 19 years. Nanda said Nath was part of Tara, which she was producing and directing. She called Nath an alcoholic, shameless and obnoxious, who was forgiven for bad behavior as he was the star of the decade. She said Nath was removed from the show after the lead actress declined his advances. However, he later got the channel authorities to change the storyline of the show and come back to join the series. The show was abruptly shut down soon after, along with all other shows that Nanda was producing for the channel," she claimed. Nanda alleged that Alok Nath raped her at her house later. She said subsequently she was hired to write and direct a series for Plus Channel, but Nath became one of the lead actors on the show, where he created an environment of threat.
इनफैक्ट तनुश्री से मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा मोटिवेशन मिला. इनफैक्ट उसको देख के मुझे लगा कि ज़रूर मुझे भी बाहर निकल के बोलना चाहिए. और मैं जितने भी लोग बाहर आ रहे हैं, जितनी भी लेडीज़ और गर्ल्स अपना सच बोल रहे हैं, जितने भी जर्नलिस्ट हैं आपके ट्रेड में, जितने भी सब बाहर आए हैं, आई हैव ग्रेट एडमिरेशन फॉर देम, क्योंकि वो सब नहीं आए होते और उन्होंने वो सब नाम नहीं लिए होते तो मुझे नहीं लगता मेरे अंदर वो हिम्मत होती दैट आई वुड हैव डन द सेम थिंग.
Meanwhile, 4 women journalists have accused Minister of State for External Affairs and veteran journalist MJ Akbar of sexual harassment when he was the editor of a newspaper. Akbar has been the editor of prominent newspapers like The Telegraph, Asian Age and The Sunday Guardian. He is a member of the Rajya Sabha from the BJP. Akbar was first named by journalist Priya Ramani. Ramani had in 2017 detailed Akbar's alleged predatory behavior towards young women journalists in a first-person account published in the Vogue. At that time, she hadn't identified Akbar, but did so on Monday. Following Ramani's disclosure, multiple women journalists attested to MJ Akbar's alleged predatory behavior over the years, something that has been spoken about in whispers in the journalistic community. In fact, this December 1999 article, published in Rediff by columnist Krishna Prasad, titled "Editor the Great," and describing a powerful editor sexually harassing a young correspondent, was widely believed to have been with reference to MJ Akbar. On Tuesday, Minister of External Affairs Sushma Swaraj was asked whether an internal probe will be initiated to look into these allegations.
You're a woman minister in charge. Yes, ma'am. Will there at least be an internal probe, ma'am? Will there be a probe, man, on the allegations?
Thank you.
Rajasthan is reporting a Zika virus outbreak, with 22 people having tested positive so far in Jaipur. The National Centre for Disease Control is monitoring the situation, and a team has undertaken control and containment measures. Advisories for active monitoring have also been issued to all districts of Bihar after it was found that a man from Siwan studying in Jaipur tested positive. He was in Siwan in early September, which is worrying authorities as the incubation period, which is the time from exposure to symptoms of the Zika virus disease, is estimated to be between 3 and 14 days. Neighbouring states of Delhi, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat have also been put on high alert. The National Centre for Disease Control is also concerned with the fact that Jaipur, being a popular tourist destination, will see a lot of year-end travel. What is Zika? Zika virus disease is caused by a virus transmitted primarily from Aedes mosquitoes, which bite during the day. This is the same mosquito which transmits dengue, chikungunya, and yellow fever. Zika virus infection during pregnancy can cause infants to be born with microcephaly and other congenital malformations, known as congenital Zika syndrome. Infection with Zika virus is also associated with other complications of pregnancy, including preterm birth and miscarriage. India had reported its first Zika virus outbreak in early 2017 in Ahmedabad and then in July 2017 in Tamil Nadu. October 6th, Rus, Bulgaria. She was raped, then murdered. The cause of death found to be blows to the head and suffocation. Her body was abandoned in a pedestrian alley around a park. Her mobile phone, car keys, glasses and part of her clothing missing. Who killed Victoria Marinova? A 30-year-old journalist, Marinova worked as a television presenter for TVN, one of the most popular channels in northeastern Bulgaria. Her latest show, Detector, which focused on political investigations, premiered last month. In the first episode, she interviewed two journalists who were investigating allegations of fraud involving European Union funds. While her murder has not been explicitly linked to the story, it is a theory investigators are pursuing. 53-year-old Maltese journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia was killed in a car bombing last October. Often dubbed One Woman WikiLeaks, she had led investigations into the Panama Papers and rocked the country with her revelations of alleged corruption within political circles in Malta. 27-year-old Slovak investigative journalist Jan Kuciak and his fiancée were shot dead in February. Kuciak reported on tax evasion and business fraud, including illicit connections with the Slovak governing party. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, it's a similar story. Prominent Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi walked into his country's consulate in Istanbul on the 2nd of October to obtain a marriage document. He never came out. According to the Turkish police, he has been murdered, reported the BBC. Khashoggi, who started his career covering the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, was one of the most strident critics of the Saudi government. Exiled by the monarchy, he contributed regularly to the opinion section of the Washington Post. Adult survivors of child sexual abuse should be permitted to report the crime even years after the incident, Women and Child Development Minister Menka Gandhi has urged. Gandhi has sought a clarification from the Law Ministry on the period of limitation or statute of limitations applicable to cases of child sexual abuse. What does the law say? Section 468 of the CRPC specifies the time limit within which the victim has to file a case for the case to be taken cognizance of. As per Section 468 CRPC, if the offence is punishable with a prison term of more than 3 years, there is no time limit set for filing a complaint. Despite that, victims of child sexual abuse who only find agency once they are adults are unable to register FIRs. Menka Gandhi was petitioned by an adult survivor of child sexual abuse, Purnima Govindrajalu, earlier this year, in response to which the ministry has asked the Law Department to clarify. This is what Purnima told us.
Child molesters are not these monsters that are lurking in the bushes. They are people within our family, within our friend circle. Most child molesters are repeat offenders. They can get away with it once, they will do it again. When you're being abused as a child, the power differential is like this. It's like this. The perpetrator is way up there and the child is way down here. As you grow older, this power differential kind of gets smaller and smaller. If we're given the chance of the adult survivor to be able to file a complaint, maybe we can stop further molestation. went on to abuse other children in our family. He knows he is not touchable by the law right now. This person who abused me, to everybody else, to my other cousins, if I ask them now, they're like, well, we thought he was always partial to you. He was always, giving you gifts, and you were special to him. So we were jealous of that special attention you got from him. So everybody is thinking he is being good to you, not realizing that the goodness is only hiding something quite devious. Once I spoke about my child abuse, suddenly people are starting to remember. Didn't make sense to them. For example, even his wife said, oh, I used to find him next to your bed at night, but he said you were having nightmares and he got up to comfort you. You suddenly realize, well, if he did it to me, he could be doing it to other children. About that time, my niece was born, and suddenly I started to worry that these younger children who are now being born into the family could then be at risk. I didn't realize that what I'd suffered as a child was child abuse till I came to Canada, and I was watching a TV program, and suddenly it all fell into place. So in India, at the time that I was growing up, no one quite told me that there was something called child abuse. It is not clear whether under POCSO, adult survivors can file complaints. My job is done if I start the debate and if people start talking about it.